we can see works trying to consolidate around here. We got a little bit of a base here going towards the low. Let's put a trend line here so you can see a little bit better. I'm not going to take any trades on this thing, but I want to show you what is happening right now. It's basing around the prior lows back here on the 1 minute time frame. You see how we have a little bit of a indecision area here, a lot of congestion. You can see the body of the candles on the 5 minute coming up and down, but closing very close to this area here. Welcome. Today it's Monday, 11:38 in the morning. Making a video recap to show you here a couple of ideas and things that happened today during the morning session. Going into midday, I am not holding any positions because midday is a little bit slower and I don't like the trading activity during midday. Not a lot of things work, but pardon me. So during the morning session, VXRT and CAN were two of the stocks that I was watching and paying most attention to. Now, we spoke yesterday and this morning about works, WORX, and they started to ramp up very nicely. I sent it out yesterday in the email watch list during the weekend. Also during the scanners, I put it in a trading community and I wrote a blog on Reddit about it, right? So started to move very nicely this morning, but it was really overcrowded for me. A lot of swings up and downs, big wicks on those candles, and I didn't really appreciate how it was moving. Now VXRT, I did take a trade, saw it popping up on the scanners and it worked very well. It was a really small trade for me, to be honest. The main idea was correct, but I wasn't in and I didn't wait for the whole trend to develop. I felt that it was actually staying very heavy about close to the 940 area, and this is where I took a trade on this 5 minute candle, what it was holding around here. And so pardon me, I'm getting a couple of notifications here on my phone. And so I was watching here holding. If you notice right here, we had a hammer when he pulled back towards the view app, getting a prior high here. I was looking at this level, looking towards the left, and he pulled back towards the view app here, gave me a hammer. It did for a second, well, not for a second, a little bit more than a second, but you can see here how it was really close to this this range here on the low of this candle, right? So putting a trend line here very close to the low of this 1 minute candle, dipped here, held for a second, came out right back up and pulled back and held here and then pushed up. This is what I look for, and this is what I like when I about to take a retake or reclaim trade or a rejection of the BU app. Even the support of resistance is happening. And so coming into the range here, BU app was sitting at $9.27. So I took a trade there. Notice how it was actually staying very heavy around the 40 cent area, and I didn't wait for the whole thing to develop, so I stepped out in this candle when it was actually pushing higher. We have Annie, A and I, pushing higher here. Let me show you here what it's happening for a second. Annie is pushing during the session here, kind of late session, late morning session, coming into the prior high, looking towards the left, $6.45. If you notice right here, level 2, pushing higher. Well, we got a lot of notifications here. Pardon me, I don't have any open positions. Let me try to find out what's going on. Okay. Seems like everything's fine. So looking at this, level 2 is pushing higher. We can see it's getting really thin here on the offer. So I will expect that it was gonna pull back a little bit before it actually holds any kind of support towards the prior $6.45. We got pretty close here, $6.40, very close to the $0.5 resistance there. But I wanted to show you here what was happening during the push on Annie. Now we're going back to the CAN move this morning. In the early morning session, CAN started to come over the view app and it pulled back a little bit, flagging towards the view app. You can see the nice push right here. The high on the pre-market hour is $10.44, and they pull back right towards the view app right prior to the market open. So coming here, we had a little dip, pulling it back so you can see it. We had a dip onto the view app right at the right after the gates, right after the bell. And out of the gates, it dipped. It became a little bit of a round bottom formation right here around the view app, and it did reclaim. But as I was saying, prior to coming into CAN here on VXRT, I like to see a reclaim area, pull back and hold that support and keep pushing right back up. Same way if I was going to get a short position. For example here, a dip onto the view app and then pulls right onto the view app, meaning this is a nice bounce support to the view app and then rejection to come right back down. So it's the same way over here, a round bottom formation of the 1 minute reclaim, push over, pull back and hold for that support and then push towards the next push. I don't know what happened here, but prior to now that I'm making the video this morning, we had this and this candles, both were green, actually red, pardon me, red. And so that indicates that we have a bull flag formation of the 1 minute time frame. And I was looking for the prior high 1044 from the pre-market high to push and take some out of this area, and then the follow-through move. It did work in a very decent way, and the reason why I kept an eye on it was because it was pushing here. But if you look at this consolidation of 15 minutes the prior day, that was Friday, it was actually having this nice consolidation on top of the view app, and I like this formation for a nice little flat formation on top of the view app here, getting a little bit of a congested area, and for a nice push up, nice next leg up move, right? So it did work that way today. Nice push up during the pre-market hours, pull back towards the view out for that support again, and then we have a doji here pushing with the next leg up, retaking the prior high that we had from the pre-market. So reclaiming with a round bottom formation, pushing over and pulling back for that support hold, pushing right back upper, and then this nice flag formation on the 1 minute time frame, pull back, getting us that nice flag, and then next leg up, pushing towards a prior high. We had a high of $10.38 here, and this is the candle that retested that area and flagged right around it, but then push right back up to break that resistance there. After that, you can see how it started to hover around it and then came back. Now, if I was going to short it, like I said, I would have waited for a come under and then pull back up or bounce right back up and rejection of the area. So you can see here, these areas were kind of holding this spot, and this is the one that actually rejected. Try to pull it a little closer. Obviously, I didn't have any shares to short, and I wasn't trading this one anyway when the share the character back then. But this is where it actually rejected the spot, came down and started to hover around it and started to reject the spot. Back here, you see how it comes, takes over, and then starts to hold that support. Come in here it starts to hover around it, but it starts to reject. So there you can see a change of character on the move on CAN. Show you real quick, works into the midday session here. We can see works trying to consolidate around here. We got a little bit of a base here going towards the low. Let's put a trend line here so you can see a little bit better. I'm not going to take any trades on this thing, but I want to show you what is happening right now. It's basing around the prior lows back here on the 1 minute time frame. You can see how we have a little bit of a indecision area here, a lot of congestion. You can see the body of the candles on the 5 minute coming up and down, but closing very close to this area here and then reclaiming the spots, right? So we have this little base here on the prior low on works. Now this area is taking this little bit of congested areas, getting all of the support, absorbing all of the orders around here, coming up towards the VWAP. And so again, this is a midday session, about to be midday. Is 11:50 in the morning. I don't have any open positions on it right now, but if it will reclaim, I would like to wait for a push over the VWAP, pull back, retest, and then next leg up towards the upside. That will be what I would like to do. I would like to wait for if I was going to take any trades into this VWAP reclaim spot on works.